Damaging a historic mansion, a live report from Joliet tonight.
Plus, charges filed against a Northwest Indiana police officer after investigators say he fired at an off-duty officer who is from another town.
Remembering Tyre Nichols, friends, family, even Vice President Kamala Harris attending today's funeral as we learn more about the officers charged in his death.
But we begin tonight with breaking news closer to home. Just moments ago, charges were announced in connection with the 96-year-old woman whose body was found inside a freezer. 69-year-old Eva Bratcher is charged with 1 count of concealing a death and moving a body and 1 count of possessing a fraudulent ID card. The woman found in the freezer on Monday has been identified as Regina Michalski, and relatives tell us that Bratcher, who is now charged, is Regina's daughter and the landlord of the Northwest Side apartment building where the body was discovered. Bratcher is due in court tomorrow. And there is more breaking news tonight on this Wednesday out of Joliet, where a historic mansion has been damaged in a fire.
The Haley Mansion's on Center Street. Kate Cogiran is live from the scene with more for us. Kate?
Well, Rob and Cheryl, fire investigators are still here on the scene. Firefighters just about wrapped up, actually about a minute ago, just right before we started our report. We are now waiting to hear an official update, though, from the Joliet Fire Department. Well, let's take you over to some video. Fire officials say they responded to the Patrick C. Haley Mansion in southwest suburban Joliet just a few hours ago. Chopper 7 HD flying above the historic event venue on South Center Street as smoke billowed from the 8,600 square foot building. Again, we are still waiting to hear back from fire officials on exactly what happened, but we do know the Haley Mansion has deep roots in this area. Its history dating back to 1891 when construction on the building began. It's since become a beloved private event venue where Lynn Van Asdale and her husband Timothy celebrated their wedding just last weekend.
Said, "Did you see all the messages?" And he was like, "I have no words. I don't know how to feel." Because it's such a beautiful piece of history and architecture. And we were also physically just present in that space with about 135 of our closest friends and family. It's like, thank God we're safe, but also really disheartening that such a lovely piece of history could potentially be lost.
Lynn sharing these photos taken inside the Haley Mansion on their special day just days ago, saying that she and her husband hope for the best for the owners and staff, hoping that they can return to the place and place their wedding photo on the mansion's wedding wall. Again, it is still not known what may have caused this fire or the extent of the damage caused by the flames. As soon as we have that update, we will bring that to you. Reporting live in Joliet, Kate Cogiran, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
Okay, Kate, thank you for the live update. We're also following developments out of Northwest Indiana, where criminal charges were announced today against a police officer.
He is accused of shooting at an off-duty officer from a different community. The charged officer worked within the St. John Police Department. Liz Nagy sharing details tonight about the announcement.
The mayor of Hammond says a St. John police officer put one of his police officers from the Hammond Police Department's life in danger unnecessarily. Lake County prosecutors are now charging St. John police officer Philip Fabian with a felony. Along this residential stretch of Klein Avenue, investigators say a St. John, Indiana police officer fired shots at a passing car in the middle of the night, November 29th.
The driver and sole occupant of the vehicle was an off-duty police officer for the city of Hammond.
Investigators say St. John police officer Philip Fabian had been inspecting what he thought was an abandoned car along the shoulder. Detectives say a passing car moved around the officer to allow room for the investigation, and they say that's when Officer Fabian fired.
In this case, this officer, the St. John police officer, acted completely recklessly, disproportionately responded to a non-threatening situation with deadly force. And thankfully it didn't turn out that way, but it could have. It's scary.
The mayor of Hammond says it didn't end with gunfire that he says came so close it pierced the passenger seat of the off-duty Hammond police officer's personal car.
When our person identifies himself as a Hammond police officer, totally outfitted as a Hammond police officer, they cuff him in the back of the car for 2 hours. That's outrageous.
Prosecutors are now charging the St. John police officer, Philip Fabian, with felony criminal recklessness and criminal mischief. St. John's police chief can't say how many shots Officer Fabian fired or what that still unseen body and dash camera footage shows.
It was unfortunate. That's all I can tell you.
I was told it's shocking how blatant and disproportionate the use of force was.
All of that video footage is now in the hands of Lake County prosecutors who are using it as evidence as part of their ongoing investigation. Officer Philip Fabian is now on paid administrative leave pending this investigation. Reporting in St. John, Indiana, Liz Nagy, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
$12 million settlement's been reached for the accidental shooting of a 12-year-old Markham boy during a police raid at his family's home back in 2019. Amir Worship was not a target of that raid. The officer, who was a member of the South Suburban Emergency Response Team, has said he thought the AR-15 safety selector was not set to fire when the rifle went off.
A police officer should not be able to shoot a 12-year-old child with an assault rifle for literally no reason.
3 investigations found no wrongdoing by the officer, so we are not naming him.
Well, now to Memphis, where loved ones said goodbye to Tyre Nichols today. The man beaten by police is being remembered for his love of skateboarding and photography.
ABC's Justin Finch joins us live from Memphis tonight with more. Justin?
Rob, Cheryl, a somber day here in Memphis. We heard from the loved ones of Tyre Nichols, who are still heartbroken and very much in shock over his sudden loss. And they are now vowing to fight for justice for him and also for their family. For the family of Tyre Nichols, a day of emotional overload.
This family has endured the unsolicited, unwarranted, unreasonable, unjustifiable, and massive burden of grieving their loved one, and at the same time, fighting for justice.
As they bid final farewells to a beloved father, son, and brother.
Tyre was a beautiful person. And for this to happen to him is just unimaginable.
Vice President Kamala Harris seen hugging Nichols' mother before taking the stage, demanding Congress pass the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, which includes reforms supporters believe could have prevented what happened to Nichols.
Was he not also entitled to the right to be safe? So when we talk about public safety, let us understand what it means in its truest form. Tyre Nichols should have been safe.
Nichols' loss felt as Memphis police released the administrative HR files of 5 fired officers seen on video beating Nichols on January 7th. 4 of the 5 have records with suspensions or written reprimands, but none was previously found to have used excessive force. And family members of loved ones who've suffered at the hands of police violence were also in attendance, including the mother of Breonna Taylor and the brother of George Floyd. Rob, Cheryl?
Justin, thank you for the live reports this afternoon. Here in Chicago tonight, families of loved ones killed by police gathering outside police headquarters. This event sparked by Tyre Nichols' death. Many of the families say they do not feel there was justice in their loved ones' cases, and they hope there is justice through convictions in Memphis.
All right, well, we're going to come back here and talk about our weather. Of course, the weather was affected by the funeral there in Memphis. They had to postpone it a little later because they had ice storms there. But here we are dealing with colder weather, but this time yesterday it was single digits. So let's celebrate our 25 degrees.
Right, we're stepping up.
Pretty warm out there.
Yeah, baby steps.
It really starts to feel warmer at 25 degrees, right? When it's been so cold.
Yeah. It does, yeah. Hi, so nice to see you tonight.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, it looks like it was very cold this morning. Looking behind you.
Yeah, temperatures in the single digits and below zero. It was very cold this morning, but yes, we rebounded today into the mid and upper 20s out there. Midway hitting 28 degrees, O'Hare at 27, St. Charles 25 degrees, down in northwest Indiana. You can see we had temperatures into the mid and upper 20s. So pretty nice out there right now compared to where we were at this time yesterday. Here's a look at our temperatures. Right now we are in the mid 20s, but then add on a little bit of that wind, and yes, it is feeling like the single digits and teens out there in some spots. Now for tomorrow, temperatures are going to be near normal, so close to about freezing for a lot of us. Then as we head into this upcoming weekend, we're actually looking to see a nice warm up here. But first, we got to get through another shot of cold air on Friday. Friday, we are talking highs once again between 10 and 15. So don't get used to these nice warm temperatures that we have around right now, because we do dip back down. We'll talk more about your forecast here in a few minutes. Rob?
Okay, see you then. Some Chicago parents demanding action and answers after a deadly shooting outside Benito Juarez Community Academy. Today they protested outside the Chicago Public Schools offices here downtown. It's been more than a month since 14-year-old Nathan Villegas and 15-year-old Brandon Perez were shot and killed near the Pilsen school. 2 more teens were hurt. Families accuse the district of not doing enough to help police find the gunman.
Where's the justice? What's going on? We deserve justice.
And the CPS released a statement saying, quote, in the month since the tragedy, the district implemented several safety and social emotional supports in partnership with other community-based organizations.
A retired Chicago firefighter is now one of the latest to be charged in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Joseph Pavlik appeared in federal court on charges he was part of the group that stormed the Capitol 2 years ago. Prosecutors say the 65-year-old is seen here circled in yellow. They say Pavlik was there as a member of what is called the B Squad, an anti-government militia group. He's now released on bond pending a court appearance.
FBI searching President Biden's home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware today, but did not find any classified documents. President's personal attorney says the search was done with the president's full support and cooperation. This search, plus others at his Wilmington, Delaware home and the Penn Biden Center, both done after Biden's attorneys first discovered classified material in the center last month.
Back here at home at City Council today, Mayor Lightfoot's plan for a new 15-year deal with ComEd was temporarily blocked. The proposal would give ComEd the right to provide electricity for Chicagoans and pursue clean energy projects. Some aldermen raising concerns that the vote was happening right before elections. And just last month, ComEd proposed raising rates for customers around the Chicago area. Tonight, our I-Team is hearing from people worried about that potential rate hike. It could take effect next year and continue for 4 years. Consumer investigator Jason Knowles has more tonight from both the company and consumers.
If you're a ComEd customer, your bill could be higher by next year and then $17 more a month by 2027. Customers are frustrated as the cost of basic needs continue to go up. Camille Boyce is behind on her electric bill because of inflation. She's also been using space heaters this winter to stay warm, which use more electricity. On top of all of it, ComEd recently asked the state to grant a rate hike.
It's very hard right now. I just paid him $150 yesterday. That's all I could afford.
ComEd is seeking a record rate hike.
David Collada is the executive director of the Citizens Utility Board. His organization, along with another consumer watchdog group, Illinois PIRG, plan to challenge ComEd's rate increase request to the state.
This would be a pretty significant rate increase if they get everything that they're asking for.
ComEd proposed a plan to raise rates over 4 years. Year 1, 2024, customers would pay roughly $6 more a month on their bills. By 2027, they would pay $17 more a month.
That's a lot of money, and I do think that this couldn't come really at a worse time.
I talked to ComEd's Senior Vice President of Governmental and Regulatory Affairs.
What do you say to consumers who are struggling?
I go back to our commitment to monitoring this ongoing economic condition, because we know that for some of our customers, there is a challenge of the ability to pay some of their bills. And that's why we want them to reach out to us.
ComEd says there are programs to help those who qualify and says the rate increase is needed to invest in infrastructure and a grid that is expected to have increased demand in years to come.
Our customers expect that when they turn on the light switch, we are going to be there. We also have grid enhancements that enable customers to connect their different appliances to our grid, including like rooftop solar. It requires grid enhancements on our part.
Citizens Utility Board said it agrees that investments need to be made in the grid, although CUB says the state should make sure ComEd's profit margin is not excessive before the state approves any rate increase. More links on our website if you need assistance with your electric or gas bill. Jason Knowles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Illinois has a new state superintendent. Dr. Tony Sanders taking on the role that was once held by his father. Sanders has been Elgin Area District U46 superintendent for nearly a decade now. That's the second largest school district in the state. This morning he met his new colleagues at a reception downtown.
The best part of any job in public education is being around students. That fills our bucket every day.
His father, Ted Sanders, served as state superintendent in the 1980s. At District U46, Sanders implemented all-day kindergarten and a dual-language program, now considered a national model.
Well, now to an ABC7 exclusive and an incredible follow-up on that man who was sleeping at O'Hare Airport.
We told you about 77-year-old Norbert Pakula 2 weeks ago, and thanks to your help and the support of his advocate, Sarah Boone, Pakula's moving into his new home today.
What does it mean to you to not have to live in those conditions anymore?
The only thing I can say that would be called peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Yes.
And that's what you're feeling today?
Yes.
Amen to that.
You helped donate thousands of dollars to the cause. Pakula says without you, he'd be lost. Mark did a story on him at First weeks ago, and then when people saw that, they just came out to help.
They wanted to help.
Yeah.
I mean, getting your own place. And peace of mind is underrated, you know, and having that peace in your life and waking up in your own bed every day.
It's great.
Yeah, thanks to everybody.
He talked about those people, because Mark also asked him what he thinks about all the people who helped him. He said that they feel like part of my family now.
Oh, wow. I hope he gets to meet some of them sometime, you know, and thanks to the young lady who's been helping him, being an advocate for him, you know, kindness of strangers. I always talk about it, and the generosity of people who didn't even know him, but they wanted to help.
Hope he sleeps well tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for that, sharing that story, too, with us, Mark. Well, coming up next, the events in Chicago today to mark the start of Black History Month.
A bit later tonight, Tom Brady announces his retirement again. His new comments from today, plus what he says about the idea of refusing to retire just last night.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, right? We got a lot to talk about.
We got some things. This happened live on the air at 4. Yeah, it's a lion at the Lincoln Park Zoo. Oh, hello. Staring directly at Chopper 7 HD.
At you, Rob.
Maybe.
It looks like he's like, come a little closer.
Yeah, just come on down here. That bird is sitting up there. I would like to eat it.
That is beautiful.
They enjoyed it. And we were talking about this, and Judy found that those are heated. So
the rocks are heated.
Right.
Okay, so they're man-made then, like, you know, they're created.
There wasn't a lot of snow.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
They're big.
So really it was a spa day, and they were just enjoying.
Out enjoying this.
The sunshine. The sun was shining, something we haven't seen. There was an APB out. Very curious.
Look at those paws. They're like the size of our heads.
Look at that. Lion King. Yeah, checking out, protecting family right there. Well, let's check out meteorologist Heisel Martinez on this Way to Go Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Of course, we're celebrating.
What are we
25 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I mean,
we're celebrating halfway through the week. We're celebrating being above the single digits.
Okay.
We love that.
February, month of love.
She's bringing the positivity.
Right. Right. She's in my club.
Okay,
So.
I'm
I
there.
think, yeah, I think you guys will like the 7
Kindness
day
Club.
because there's a lot of 40s on there. And
Okay.
we need that.
Ooh,
We need
okay.
Like that.
The month of January was pretty warm, but we did end pretty cold. So take a look. The warmest day in January on the 11th, we hit 57 degrees. Coldest but one below, and that was just yesterday. We got close to 10 inches of snow, and that was towards the end because it was a very warm start. And at some point, we were at the top 5 for the warmest January, but that went away. We went away from that in the last few days, and we ended up the 11th warmest January on record. That's for January. And February, here we go. As the first day, the normal high is 32. We jump up to 41 on February 28th by the end of the month. Hottest we've ever had in February, 75. Coldest, 21 below. So it can pretty much go anywhere in February. Temperatures out there right now in the 20s. Oak Lawn at 25, Naperville 23, McHenry at 19 degrees, Crown Point 22 degrees right now, and temperatures not too far away from our highs. We have those clear skies out there, but some clouds will be in and out throughout the night tonight, and tomorrow we will be in a mix of sun and clouds. Eventually a cold front arrives as we head into the afternoon. Notice here that cold front starting to dip down into our area. You'll notice a difference if you're out and about in the evening and at night. Friday will be cold. This high pressure system brings some very cold Arctic air into our area, but just for one day. After that, we start to warm things up. So it's just one more cold day that we have to deal with. Not as cold for tonight. Outlying areas close to 12. In the city, close to 18 degrees. And for the day tomorrow, we wake up to temperatures in the 20s, teens and 20s. And then as we go through the afternoon, notice here that our high temperatures are going to be close to 30. So again, not too bad and close to normal. Then here comes rushing in that cold air. Wind chills by tomorrow around 9 p.m. start to drop below 0, and then that's what we wake up to Friday morning. Friday morning, you really want to bundle up. This is when we're looking at our wind chill values, anywhere from 10 to 20 below. That's what we wake up to on Friday. But again, we have something to look forward to here because it's just one day of some much colder air here on Friday. Saturday, it is a little bit breezy. You'll notice that a temperature close to about 37 degrees. So look at your 7 days showing you that we have that one cold day and then some pretty nice weather here as we kick off Sunday or end the week and then kick off next week. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s. All of that ice that we have on our sidewalks and things like that, that is going to go away as we go into Sunday, Monday, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, as some rain moves in and kind of washes all of that away. It will be a little bit messy though if you're walking about because everything's going to be melting.
Everything's going to be melting, so be careful out there, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but we are celebrating. I mean, that's going to be balmy, short sleeve weather in the 40s.
Oh, you're right. You will see shorts on.
Right,
Like,
after
shorts
the cold
joggers will be
yeah,
out.
people will be doing that. So
I've seen that already with, single digits and teens. I'm like, you're wearing shorts?
And were they running, jogging?
They were running
doing
and
their-
jogging on the street, not on the sidewalk because it's icy on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Did they do that in Boston where you were before?
They did not. They did wear shorts and flip-flops often, like during blizzards. That was a thing.
Even though there's the Boston Marathon, they don't do that there, huh? Like
I didn't see it as much as I see it here.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I think mainly they layer up when they're running, but here.
Here they don't.
Yeah, we're different.
Not so much. We'll see you a little bit later.
All
We're
right,
excited to have
welcome
you
to
for
the jungle.
discussion. We're going to talk about Super Bowl, Tom Brady retiring. I know you've already shared some thoughts privately.
Right, we can talk about it.
Well, we're going to wait.
No, don't do that.
Don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ahead of it, all I'll say is that I'm coming from New England.
Right. So.
I have nothing to say about Tom Brady except that he's a great man.
Right. See, she was raised right.
Was.
Right.
You're
okay?
both talking about him in like 15 minutes. It's in the show. Michelle put it in the show. So we'll see you again in a little bit. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much, Hi Soul. Black History Month, it's kicking off with a series of events in our area. This flag-raising ceremony hosted by the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. The agency says it is committed to diversity and to honoring the achievements of African Americans. The Pan-African flag is now flying at its main office on East Erie and along the Chicago River. The group Black Heroes Matter Coalition placed a crown on the head of Jean-Baptiste Pointe du Sable on the bust on Michigan Avenue. This is right near the DuSable Bridge. DuSable is considered Chicago's founding father. Very nice. And ABC will have a very special programming all month long honoring Black stories.
And it's starting tonight on ABC. Soul of a Nation presents Black in Vegas. The program explores the history of Black entertainers in Las Vegas and those now ruling the Strip.
Imagine driving up to the front of the casino and your name is in lights, big as day on the sign, and you can't walk through the front door. You have to go around the back because you're Black.
The early days, we couldn't walk through the casinos. We couldn't stay at the hotels. We had to walk through the kitchen.
You can watch Black in Vegas tonight at 9 on ABC 7. Cheryl, you and I were talking about this. You're taping it. It's going to be a good show because we're here working. We'll get to put our full attention into it.
I want to just focus on it because I've seen many acts in Vegas in the last 5 years. I've gone to Vegas specifically to see the acts there, and it's just a fantastic experience, and I can't wait to hear the stories, the journey stories of people whose shoulders they stand on.
Exactly, because I want to hear what those more modern performers are saying, but the Rat Pack back in the day,
Sammy Davis
Jr.,
right,
hanging out with the biggest celebs on the planet at the time, and that upset a lot of people. And those guys didn't care.
No.
Dean Martin and Sinatra, they were truly friends, and Sammy Davis Jr. became a part of that group, and you know they're going to talk about that tonight.
It's going to be the foundation, of course, because it's one of the first groups that performed, and Sammy Davis Jr. made history performing in Las Vegas.
There's some great shows there now, too.
Really good ones. All right. Well, Michelle Obama, we're talking about her too, launching a new podcast. The theme behind it, we'll tell you about it just ahead.
Also, changes coming with the newest line of Galaxy smartphones. Oh, I know you like these phones. Maybe I'll switch.
Yeah, I'm an Android person.
The cameras are better too, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to say that and think that and believe that. Yeah, and proof.
Yeah, there is proof. We'll be right back.
For the 8th time since last March, the Federal Reserve raising its key interest rate, and this time it's by a quarter point. The Fed is hoping to bring down inflation, but the interest rate increase will likely raise the cost of many consumer and business loans and the risk of a recession. In a statement, the Fed indicated there will likely be another increase when they meet in March.
Samsung unveils its latest smartphones at the company's annual Unpacked event. The new lineup of Galaxy phones look like last year's models, but have an exclusive chip and battery that's supposed to last longer, charge faster. Biggest update is to the camera, which is supposed to have a resolution quality never seen before on a smartphone. The new model starts at around the $800. I'm an Apple person. I don't know, just have been. And the camera, and I have the old one, like the 10 or the 11. I need a new one. But the camera, I never can take a good picture with that thing. Or take a good picture of, like if I took a picture of you right now with it.
But when you bought it, you thought it was a good picture. You're only comparing it to others.
But I've seen your pictures on your phone.
They're fantastic.
They're good. Well, it's because they're probably view. They're selfies of you.
Oh, no, I don't do a lot of selfies.
No?
I don't.
But that quality is noticeable.
Right. So, and the Galaxy phones, it's really good. The Pixels are really nice.
Have you, at work, we own, the company issues us iPhones, so you probably have one that way. But have you ever had an iPhone? You've always been Samsung.
Always Android girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 2 at a time.
I feel like I need to cross over.
I don't come into our world. Come on, we'll have you.
Look great.
We'll have you.
I would look like Tom Brady with those
cheekbones. Okay. See,
we'll
we're talking about something else right now.
Powerade. Yes.
Powerade. He drinks that maybe. I don't know. Is that a drink?
It gets a new look like he might have. No,
gosh.
Okay, so Powerade got a new recipe, look, and marketing strategy that is taunting Gatorade in a way. It's a major competitor.
Hello? Yes.
Is it Tom?
Yes.
Is it Giselle?
Mr. Brady? Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, Powerade is claiming now it has twice as many electrolytes as before, and it's packed with vitamin C and B12. The company is calling out the difference between Powerade and its rival Gatorade, claiming Powerade is more affordable. Coca-Cola launched Powerade in the 80s to try to compete with Gatorade. Do I feel a commercial coming for the Super Bowl?
Oh.
The Gatorade, the Aid Bowl.
It's all about marketing,
The
right?
Gatorade and Powerade Bowl.
I didn't know it's been around since the 80s.
Me either.
I do
you
like
probably
the blue.
drank Gatorade a lot.
Yeah, right. We all, but I did like the blue Powerade. I've always liked that one. And then I don't know if you're drinking it for, I think it's a taste-based thing, whether it's about, I'm going to get more electrolytes for this. Like the teenagers just want to drink what tastes better.
Okay, I'm not a big either drinker of those. I just drink a lot of water. I know it doesn't have as much electrolytes, I don't know, but I drink water instead. But the young people, after practice, and I know you probably have tons of it in your garage.
We have, well, here, quick story. So Wendy, my wife, never liked Gatorade.
Okay.
Doesn't like it. And then remember, she was sick a month or so ago.
Yeah.
She was really sick. Well, she got COVID and was bedridden for like 4 days. And so I was just trying to get her to have fluids and just anything I could give her. And I would give her the red Gatorade, the fruit punch.
The cherry, the fruit punch is
fruit
good.
punch. She hated it, and now she likes it.
Oh, really?
So I see her over in the fridge, and she's sipping a little Gatorade. She's like,
it's
good electrolytes and a lot of sugar, but
right. You can get it sugar-free though. You can get both of those drinks sugar-free
zero
too. Yeah.
So there you go.
I mean, gosh, the nutrition segment here.
That's right. That's
right. We know what we're talking about.
Well, we pull it off pretty well. I think. So is it Queen Bey or do I say Queen? Is it the Beehive or the Bayhive?
It's the Beehive.
It is the Beehive, even though it's spelled B-E-Y.
Right. B-E-Y is the first 3 letters of her name.
Right. So, but it's still pronounced B, not Bey.
Right. Queen Bee.
Okay. So I would say Queen.
But sometimes people call it Queen Bey, but it's Queen Bee and the Beehive.
Right. Okay.
And it's okay because they will come for you.
I know.
Get it right. They will come for you. The Beehive is buzzing, baby.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not messing around, and I'm glad I asked you live on air. Queen Bee is going on tour.
Let's go, Rob. Right there, we're going to do the cuff challenge. We can do that right there. The date she's headed to Chicago and what you need to do to stand by to buy tickets.
Start saving money would be
start
my
saving
guess.
money, setting your alarms, setting 10 different alarms.
It's coming.
All right.
We'll tell you about that, and then look inside the factory making the game balls for the Super Bowl. This is always a fun little segment.
Story.
There you go. They make them not far from here compared to where it is.
I love that.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay.
If you weren't able to catch Michelle Obama at the Chicago Theater in December, it was right across here from our State Street studio. You have a new chance to experience it. The former First Lady launching Michelle Obama The Light podcast. It's based on her book tour, For the Light We Carry. We'll feature special guests like Oprah Winfrey, David Letterman, who
they were right across the street. David Letterman, we could see right through the doors, right across the street there.
He was moderator for her event as well. His podcast launches on March 7th. I'm surprised she hasn't done one. Oh, they have, I think, but this is specific to the
book. It's like a partner collaboration with the book because it was so popular and sold out in all the cities. So, Rob, if you got a chance to be on a podcast with her or interview her, what kinds of things would you ask her?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
What would you find interesting?
Yes,
I
I think for people like that, and I think and I'm not comparing us to Michelle Obama, but people like you on TV, but they want to know more about you in your personal life, right?
More personal things?
Yeah,
okay.
Just about her. I'd love to know how the girls are doing and how and she talked about that.
Right, they're in the book.
Right.
She talks about their dating and
talked about him. And
they're
didn't she say that her and Barack, she didn't like him for a while, and then 10
years, she said.
Yeah, so I think the details like that, some people want to know. But I mean, how many questions just about being in the White House for 8 years would you have? I mean, I have a lot of questions. What about you?
But see, that's why I ask you that, because people will tune into the podcast to see what they can learn new that's not in the book.
As a Chicago gal like you.
Yeah, my uncle was her teacher. My uncle was her brother's teacher. So I too would like to learn things, the difficult times in the White House.
Right.
What kept you going? What got you through? I know one time the People magazine did a cover story and they said love got them through. But, what is it like? They made history. And she does talk about even the hairstyles that she wore as the First Lady were judged.
Yeah, how do you handle the vitriol that still to this day plagues you wherever you go?
Right.
Because that's hard. I mean, we see that on social media in a smaller level, but people are mean and evil. And how do you handle that? I mean, there's ways you cope with that, and it'd be neat to hear.
She does talk about that in the book, and she did on her book tour as well.
Great part about a podcast, I guess it's similar to this show in a bit. You can have a little bit
of fun.
Or fun and lengthier conversations.
Right.
Like we do interviews here about mental health, or last night you talked to some folks about breast cancer awareness among Black women. Like that's the stuff you like that we can go on a little bit more on this show, and I think in a podcast you could do stuff like that too.
I think it would be fun. I wish we could do one, because people are always DMing me and asking me certain things about you, about the crew.
Yeah.
About
more than one person has said the same.
Yeah.
We could do it. We'll have Michelle on. I would love to put our producer on, and Guy, and all the people.
Because Guy, different perspective. Heisel, different perspective. It would be great. We'd have fun, right? We kind of do a little podcast here. Let's talk about Beyoncé. She's going on tour.
Yes.
We had been talking about this when she performed in Dubai. Her father kind of told everybody before she broke the news. She's kicking off her tour in Europe. Let's go there, Rob. And then she arrives in Chicago July 22nd. It is a Saturday. Mark your calendars when Beyoncé will perform at Soldier Field. Now, this is Beyoncé's first solo tour since 2016, and I was there at Soldier Field. She went on tour with her husband, Jay-Z. Yeah, it was good. And in 2018, the Run the Way tour, Let's Run tour. It's something on the Run tour or something like that. With Ticketmaster, the sales begin February 6th.
Okay.
That's a Monday, so take the whole weekend to get yourself together. They need to register through a verified fan system.
It can't be the same as the Taylor Swift debacle. That was such a mess.
It should be ready for Beyoncé. Maybe that's why she was waiting to announce. And the Grammys are Sunday. There's talk she is going to perform at the Grammys on Sunday. Everything is strategic and timing.
Always.
And Beyoncé is the queen bee of all of those things.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
That show will be.
Let's pool our money together. We can get one ticket.
We'll send one person.
Right. Whoever's birthday is closest to July 22nd. We'll pool our money and give Heisel. I know Heisel likes EDM music. I'm not sure if she's a Beyonce fan.
She does.
I would give the tickets to somebody else.
Really?
Someone that will really
oh my
enjoy
goodness!
them.
Did she say that?
That's
I'm
incredible.
sorry.
No.
Oh wow!
I said this about Taylor Swift. I like Beyonce's music, but someone who really loves her,
really loves it,
deserves tickets. You know what I mean?
And their fans, Taylor and Beyonce, are fanatics. They love their Taylor and Beyonce. So I'm with you too. That's why I said, well, let's pool it together and see in our group who's going to go.
Well, first we have to see if we even get tickets.
Right.
Assuming we can
start there. All right. It's the Renaissance tour. So we need to do the Cuff It challenge by the time she gets here. Do you understand? We are learning that. Heisel's going to do it. I know she's
probably
game.
a great dancer.
Yeah, because she's a great dancer. So
I'm not doing the Cuff It challenge.
you have to
video.
do it, Rob.
I can't.
You got all this
myself.
time to practice to July 22nd. All right.
People respect
all right. We
me.
got it.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
She's saying that's the story.
All right. Now the preparations underway for a Super Bowl.
It's coming quick.
Yeah.
Games in Arizona, but a factory in Ohio plays a key role. Look at this. Every football used in the NFL is made at the Wilson Sporting Goods plant in Ada, Ohio. Am I saying that right? Yeah, Ada, thank you.
Yep.
They cut the leather, stamp it,
Look at
and
that.
then it's onto the sewing process before the footballs are laced and molded.
There isn't one robot. It is all done by people. We have a great environment, right? We make a toy for a game that people pay to watch, right? How tough is that?
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool gig.
Well said.
Yeah, that would be a fun job. The NFL footballs have special technology, including sensors, to track all kinds of. Look, that's like a workout.
Look at that. I want to
Art.
know if they put their initials on them. So like when Tom Brady retired and that gentleman who got his last ball and paid $500,000 and he didn't retire, like, do they know who made that ball?
I think they're marked,
Like,
yeah.
oh my gosh,
So
I
you
made
would know,
that ball.
Right, the guy would know I made that. That's a good question. I bet
Right,
I
is
think
that
they're each
fun?
serial numbered for sure.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat.
Ooh.
Speaking of Tom
Okay.
Brady, we're going to talk about
Okay, here we go.
We're looking back at his career on the football field as he's announcing he's retiring from good this time. Do you believe
Pas
him?
du. Retirement pas du. Plus Groundhog Day. It's tomorrow, y'all, but the celebration's already underway in Woodstock, of course.
Woodstock Willie.
That's coming up next, so we all eyes on Heisel for the weather. What you got, Heisel?
6 more weeks of winter, maybe, if he does see his shadow. Yeah, it's possible. There's gonna be some sun tomorrow. And then on Friday, very cold. Temperatures drop into the teens again. But then this weekend, things start to slowly warm up. We'll talk more about that coming up after the break.
You know what tomorrow is? What day is it? Yeah. Well, today is Hump Day, but tomorrow is Groundhog Day.
Yeah, this year we're celebrating 30 years since the release of the movie Groundhog Day, which hopefully you know was filmed in Woodstock. And Woodstock Groundhog Days kicked off tonight. So joining us now is Melissa McMahon, a committee member. Hello, Melissa. How are you? Oh.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, you're kind of freezing up, but I see you're outside.
We are chilly, but we are ready for tomorrow. We are having fun.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about
I'm in
it.
front of the Woodstock Opera House.
Oh.
So right now you can see me. I'm in front of the Woodstock Opera House. That is the stand-in for the Pennsylvanian Hotel in the movie. This evening we welcomed Woodstock Willie, who is our event mascot, seen all through town. And tonight we had trivia from the movie. We had a visit from Danny Rubin, the writer of the story. He's in town. And we actually had Woodstock Willie greeted fans at the Classic Cinemas here in Woodstock, which is showing Groundhog Day on the big screen. So every year they pitch in see the movie again on the big screen.
So, Melissa, what can we expect tomorrow? Is it freezing up out there in Woodstock?
Tomorrow on the square at 6:45.
Yeah, what's
it is? It is a little chilly. Wear your booties. It's cold there.
Oh, well, listen, the signal's not working.
But yeah, we
there
will
you go.
start at a ceremony at 7 a.m. with Shadow.
Okay, 7 a.m. Woodstock Willie. Melissa McMahon, a committee member out there, thank you and good luck. The backdrop is phenomenal.
Yeah,
maybe
so
Ned
exciting.
Ryerson will be there from Groundhog Day. It's a great movie, a quotable movie, and it happened. I mean, it really.
Give me some of the quotes.
Well, gosh,
like
I don't know if I
some of the most popular ones.
Oh,
gosh, I know I can't think of them.
With such a great movie.
I know, right?
It's not far from where I grew up. So I grew up in Crystal
that.
Lake, and Woodstock became this place that is synonymous with this movie. There's Ned Ryerson. And the scene plays over and over again. It was such a well-written movie that has really put the square of Woodstock, as Melissa was talking a little bit about, on the map. And Willie is our Punxsutawney Phil. Okay,
yeah,
we go
right. We got our own superstar.
We go as Willie goes.
Okay.
And it sounds like after high school's forecast that Willie is going to see his shadow.
I know. Did you see Bill Murray kind of blow at the screen? Does that work?
Right, just blow it out of the way. So
sure.
We're saying sunshine likely tomorrow,
So,
right?
there could be a few clouds. If the cloud comes right as he decides to come up,
It's all about timing, right? Okay.
Yes, this groundhog, he's going to take my job.
Okay, no, never. Nuh-uh.
Although I think Woodstock Willie's average is better
for
than
one day.
Punxsutawney Phil's. He's done pretty well. So we want clouds in the morning around 7 a.m. until he doesn't see a shadow, and then we'll be good. Then it can come out.
Then we'll go right into spring.
And we'll talk about this tomorrow, right, to see what really happens.
We'll
follow up tomorrow
because I
to
know
see.
we'll be covering it during the day.
All day
it goes
long.
out there.
Because you're going to wake up, set your alarm for Beyoncé tickets and for this, right?
Maybe Woodstock Willie, I would, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about your best friend,
okay.
Tom Brady. Yeah, let's do that, all right? He did it again. Remember we had this conversation.
Last year?
Right. Well, when the season started, we said, is this going to be his last year? And, we had this discussion
and what did you predict?
When he came back.
Did you say yes? You're usually right on your predictions.
Yeah. So
he announced it, yeah. Again.
Yeah. Okay.
On the beach. It was like a selfie video.
And that's not even where he lives. The backdrop was not where he lives. But go ahead.
No, that's it.
Yeah. Ahead tonight, though.
Yes, new statement. Yes, what he said last night. I did not know this until you and Michelle told me. Last night he said something just hours before his big announcement this morning. Almost felt like he just sat down with his phone and he's like, "I'm done, guys." But we'll talk about it coming up next. I have questions.
Yeah. Yeah. We got lots of questions on the other side of the break.
Okay.
It's official. Badu partout for this.
Excuse you.
He's returning again.
Okay, yeah. Tom Brady posted this video on social media today. Let us watch.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So it won't be long-winded. Like, you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Do you think he did it in one take?
I wouldn't change a thing. Who do you think he was talking to? But go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead with the rest
Brady
of the
won a
story.
record 7 Super Bowls. He's the GOAT. It's indisputable.
Yes, he is. Absolutely.
During his time playing for New England and Tampa Bay, his career has been unprecedented. 23 years in the NFL. He was retiring, as you heard, for good at age 45.
Very young.
This year marked Brady's only losing season in more than 2 decades as an NFL starter, and the Bucs still made the playoffs.
Right.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
Is he done?
Yeah, I think he's done.
He's done.
I think he's done.
You're going to talk about this premiere yesterday because what he said, but you guys are very, very hesitant to talk about this. I'm bringing it up, and I don't know why. Like, he looks really thin.
Well, he's been going through some things.
That looks, that's not.
When you go through some things in life, and with a divorce pending.
He doesn't have sugar. Monica's right. So our direct, like, he has
eat
this weird diet. Well, you probably know more than any of us because you were in Boston.
Yeah, so, him going on social media and saying it in that way was, I think, him trying to avoid, because I think in Boston, they go crazy for Tom Brady, right? Even once he had retired, everyone wall-to-wall coverage on his retirement.
They loved him there. I mean, he brought so many
and
titles.
so I think he was trying to avoid that, get ahead of it and say, I'm controlling this, not everyone else.
We're familiar with retirements times 2. I mean, our GOAT, MJ, did it.
Right.
Went and played some baseball.
Right.
Michael Jordan, and then came back and won 3
I'm
more
back.
titles.
That was the cover of the magazine,
Then
he went to the Wizards.
I saw him come back to play his last game at the United States.
Right, and then that was not the last game. See, sometimes you got to know when to say when. Now, I think
he's done.
I think he's
he
done.
was emotional this time. He wasn't emotional last time.
Things have happened since the last.
Yeah, and like I said, he's going through a divorce with his wife, and that's really hard.
Maybe they get back together. Some people are saying that this is the first step toward that.
I think the divorce is finalized.
That's right. Yeah,
and
that's right. Okay.
I think he lives across the street or next door.
Across the water.
They're still
you take a little boat. To to each mansion.
Enough distance.
Yeah, it's take a little boat, and they own the boat, so it's just they just go back and forth. That's why that's not the background of his house. So, all right. So,
well, we're finish this one because this was interesting last night. I did not know this. Yeah, go
so
ahead.
Brady's retirement announcement came the day after he attended the premiere of the movie 80 for Brady. The film stars some of my favorites: Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, and Lily Tomlin. Sally Field. Well, they say it's a trip to see Brady play in the Super Bowl. And then Brady was asked if he could actually relate to the actresses who are continuing their careers in this movie instead of retiring.
They're working hard and they love it, so good for them. It's just, that's what life's about. You got to, wake up every day with a purpose. And when you find something you love to do, it's hard to stop.
Underlying. The film celebrates older women who love sports.
I think people underestimate what a huge audience older women are, not only for film, but for sports. I am a huge sports fan.
And people don't realize that lots of women love sports, but also older women as well.
They are all awesome, by the way.
I mean, phenomenal. They have like 30 Oscars, Emmys, Golden Globes,
incredible
Oscars between them, maybe even 50 between the 4 of them. They have that many awards. They are the GOATs. That's why they're in a movie with the GOATs. Okay.
He is not just going to go away into obscurity. I don't know if you heard.
He owns so many brands.
Well, Fox Sports is going to pay him Like
in your contract, it was
hundreds.
$385 million. So
in the booth.
divide that by 10, 38
It's
million or so.
insane. And I don't doubt he'll be great. I was talking to Jim Rose about this with Greg Olson's great in the booth, Tony Romo, and now Brady will be the guy.
Who wouldn't want his input?
Exactly.
And he'll have expertise in, like the guy.
And he's very, very smart. I've heard him on podcasts before. He knows his stuff in so many different things.
Right.
It's not just football.
Very versatile.
He's very, very smart.
Right, and interesting. Would you do a podcast about weather and geography? Because weather is very important in everybody's day.
Yeah, I would definitely do a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could be on ours. We're going to start
What do you think
one.
people find most interesting about the weather?
I think they just want it explained in a very simple way.
Okay.
Which
right?
you do very well.
Yes, as we
Thanks
look
for
at
sitting up.
the glorious picture.
But also explaining the science at the same time.
Yes.
That's hard to do.
Thank you.
To make people like me know what you're talking about. But you do a good job of that.
Yeah, how we keep a record here of every single month. Here's a January recap to show you that it was warm in January, but we ended the month cold. Coldest day was actually just yesterday, 1 below, and the warmest was on January 11th, 57 degrees, getting close to 10 inches of snow here in Chicago in January. Now we kick off the month of February. For today, our normal high is 32. By the end of the month, our normal high jumps to 41 degrees. Right now, that 25 is feeling pretty good here in Oak Lawn, Lakefront at 26 degrees, Naperville at 22. We have a little bit of a breeze and that makes it feel cold outside. For tonight, it's not going to be as cold as it has been the last couple of nights. Outlying areas close to 12, 18 in the city. Here's a look at satellite and radar showing you that there's not much going on for us. We have some clouds here and there throughout the night tonight and through tomorrow as well. Tomorrow afternoon, there's a cold front on its way. So in the morning, we'll have some sunshine, every now and then some clouds as well. In the afternoon, you will see the clouds coming in. You will feel the breeze picking up. That is going to be that cold front pushing through. That high pressure system brings in some cold air for us for the day on Friday. So we'll have some sunshine on Friday, but it will be cold. Tomorrow, not too bad, close to where we were today, maybe a couple to a few degrees warmer, with temperatures getting close to about 30 degrees. It's again a little bit breezy at times, especially throughout the afternoon as that cold front is coming. And then here come the colder wind chill values here. Thursday night, you will definitely feel the difference in the air. If you're out and about in the evening hours, we will have our wind chill starting to fall below 0. Friday morning, you'll want to wear all of the winter weather gear because we are looking at wind chill values anywhere from 10 to 20 below 0. But don't worry, it's just one day that we have to deal with that. So for tomorrow, close to 30, and then Friday, that's when it's very cold again, 13 degrees for our high. Saturday, we go back to seeing temperatures into the mid and upper 30s. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. I'm going to move out of the way here to show you this wonderful 7-day, showing you that we do have temperatures into the 40s. Sunday and into next week, going to feel pretty nice, and some of that snow and ice going out of here, especially Tuesday and Wednesday as we bring in some wet weather. Keep it right here. We will be right back.
Recording Academy announces presenters for the Grammys. They include Viola Davis, Shania Twain, Olivia Rodrigo, James Corden, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Music's biggest night is on Sunday. Should be fun.
Right, you're talking about the Oscars, right?
No.
The
Grammys.
Grammys, that's right. Okay.
Grammys.
All right, I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
Beyonce's going to be there, watch. All right, thanks for joining us. For Heisel Martinez, I'm Cheryl Burton.
I'm Rob Belgas. See you again at 10.